This work week's really been kicking my tail. All week long, every day, I've heard the boss man yell, pushing me as hard as I can go. It's finally 5 o'clock on Friday, time to hit the road. I'm gonna fire up that old truck of mine, hammer down and leave it all behind. I'm gonna call up the boys and pick my sweet thing up, grab that igloo cooler and stir a little dust down an old dirt road, heading right out of town. We'll build a big bonfire down on the riverside, howl at the moon and leave our cares behind. Let the good times roll all night till we run out of moonshine. Pull out my old 6-string and play for a while. Sing some Conway Twitty just to see her smile. And while everybody's passing that jar around, sneak out under the stars and see what love is found. I know Monday morning's coming fast, but I'm in heaven now and they can kiss my gonna call up the
Spotlight of the Week of Daniel Aris, Run Out of Moonshine. Artist Spotlight of the Week of Daniel Aris, Run Out of Moonshine. Isn't that good? Go out to our website, www.avradio.org, and check out the bio of Daniel, and also go out to Twitter. He's out there as well, as Facebook as well. What is even better yet, why don't we just do this? Ladies and gentlemen, our Artist Spotlight of the Week coming to us live from book as well. What is even better yet, why don't we just do this? Ladies and gentlemen, our Artist Spotlight of the Week coming to us live from North Carolina. Daniel Aris is on the line with me. Hey, man, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Jim.
So, I'm
excited to be on with you, man.
Well, we really appreciate it. We're getting a lot of feedback from you, so I'm hoping you're getting to friend.
Oh, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of stuff on Twitter and Facebook, so it's pretty cool. It's
So-
pretty neat to see things happen.
Yeah, and by the way, congratulations, too, on your brand new EP that just released this month, Where I've Been.
Thank you.
Where did that title come from? Tell me about that.
All the songs on the album are actually, it's actually stuff that's happened to me. And then, everything, every word of it is, you got your happy times, your sad times, and your fun times. And the, song One More Time, for instance, it's written about a girl. It's written about my, a girl I was with for a long time, a wife, a girl I was with for a long time, a wife, she was my wife. And, so it's written about her, and that's where that came from. Skirt, Skins, and Sins. Now that's the funniest story. My first gig with the first band I had back in Charlotte, Sweatin' Bullets. First gig we were going out on, I called Dad and I'm like, hey man, gig. I said, you got any advice for me? And Dad says, have a good time and watch out for the skirts, skins, and sins. And I said, dude, that's a song title and I will write that song. So that's where that came from.
And by the way, your father, you mentioned in your bio that your father is a musician and he's been around for
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've been around musicians probably since before I was born, as far as I know. But, from I've been around them all my life and going to shows and, practices or backyard jams or just, hanging out. I've been around it all my life.
So
it's always.
Let me ask you a question. Does that help you a little bit when you're up on stage and you're the center of attention all of a sudden? Does that help you or does that hurt you a little bit?
No, it doesn't hurt me at all. It's I used to stand there and watch my dad on that stage and watch all his bandmates on that stage and think, yeah, I'll be there one day. And now I'm there, and now I'm, hopefully I'm just hoping, maybe my son or my daughter are looking at me thinking the same thing.
That's a lot. No, okay, no offense, but that would be a lot of pressure. And here's why I say this, is because I can only use where I came from. My dad was in the Army. He never, ever expected me to go to the Army, but I did because my dad did it, so I needed to do it. Well, my son ended up doing the same thing, which I wish he would not have done. So do you think maybe that puts a little pressure, a little bit?
No, this is so hilarious. that you say that. When you say, okay, you did the same as your dad did, and your son did the same. Say that about me and my dad, it's ridiculous because our lives are so freaking similar of the things we've done and, haven't told each other about, but we find out, well, I did this. Well, I did that. And I did this. Well, I did that too. I did that when I was this age, and we just I followed in his footsteps. Some not even meaning to.
But, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, as far as pressure, no, I mean nothing but support from that end. Ever since he found out I could sing.
Okay, when did you decide? Okay, I got a pretty good voice. I can do this. When did you decide? Because believe me, I am one of those. I may have a radio voice. I don't have a singing voice. So there's no. But when did you realize one day, hey, I maybe could pull this off? Well,
I actually went to Myrtle Beach with some friends, and we were out at this bar that had karaoke. Well, I was like, I'm going to get signed up for karaoke. And the guy I hung out with all the time, he's like, you don't need to sign up for karaoke. I listen to you in the car. You're terrible. So I was like,
okay.
I was like,
okay.
Yeah, I know. I was like, well, I'm still going to do it. So I signed up and I actually sang Garth Brooks' What She's Doing Now. And the response was just, everybody was blown away, and I was blown away that everybody was blown away. And from then on, I started singing karaoke and stuff like that. And, I just never been bad after that. So I kept going with it and kept getting encouraged and just kept going.
Let me ask you, in the life of Daniel Aris, I'm making an assumption, but, for everybody who's listening to us, that, you have a full-time job as well, and you're trying to make music work, and you have family matters. And how do you go out there and sincerely put a smile on your face when you're entertaining people?
That's easy. When I'm on a stage, when I'm entertaining, I'm just as happy, and that's what makes me happy. That and my kids. When I'm with my kids, or if I'm on stage, it's almost the same exact feeling both ways. Having it on stage, it's almost the same exact feeling both ways. Having it as far as juggling time and making stuff work, it's hard to do. I have help, like a lot of the stuff that's been coming from the new EP and all the attention it's getting. Actually, my dad is handling probably about 99% of that. He is there. I still go to band practice. I still do shows. I still, have time for my kids, and it just works out. I think if it's meant to work out, it does. And right now it's just working out great for me, and I can't believe how things are going.
Well, I got to let everybody know that we've been playing You and Whiskey Smoke for some time now on the Jim and Vic's Country Cave Show. And we had you set to be spotlighted a few months back, and you were such a perfectionist. You said, "No, I want to do this right. We're going into the studio. I want to make it." And then that got pushed off a little bit. And so I want everybody who's listening to us to know that this is a perfectionist, and you can tell that by just the song I just played. Tell me about the experience of going into the studio like that.
This EP was recorded at Direct Image Studios with Kenny up there. And let me tell you, Kenny is full of so much knowledge, and he is full of just eagerness to help. And he's not studio. You go in the studio, you walk up and you're like, okay, I want to record this. And they're like, okay, well, you get a couple suggestions here and there. Kenny was full on in production mode. He was full on just there to make this the best because when it left that studio, it was going to have his name on it. So it was going to be perfect.
Oh,
so Kenny,
real quick for our listeners, who's Kenny?
Kenny Royster. He is the owner of Direct Image Studios in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And Kenny, he picked out all the musicians. The lead guitar player on that album is actually Kenny Chesney's guitar player.
Wow.
The drummer on that album is played on many of Taylor Swift's hits.
Isn't that crazy?
It's insane that one of the pianists on that album, he's 3-time ACM award winner. And it's just, he picked out the best talent. And when we came in there, he gave me direction, and he gave the musicians direction, and it was the greatest experience I've ever had.
It also had to be intimidating. If I were, in your shoes.
It was very, very intimidating. All these musicians, they come in and, I'm talking to them and getting to know them, finding out where they're from and what they've done in their lives. And I'm like, holy crap, all these, I've got all these incredible people. They're all superstars just behind the scenes. Tim McGraw and Faith Hill. He was there. He's singing backup vocals for many superstars. So all these people are superstars just behind the bigger superstars. And so they're like, oh, just relax and just do your thing. And I'm like, yeah, I've got to go in this booth and sing. When you guys travel and sing, when you guys travel and play for all these superstars, yeah, no problem. So yes, that was very intimidating.
So, here's a question that I've asked, and if you've listened to any of my interviews throughout the years, I always ask. And you just mentioned, you got all these, and by the way, I've been watching a Netflix thing about all the musicians and so on and so forth, and nobody even knows their name. But they're like the best of the best, and but anyway, I digress, and I apologize. If you were given this, and here it is, and I throw this out all the time, especially with our indie artists. If you could have a label backing you and saying, all right, we're going to give you, $1 million, we're going to send you all across the world, but, and there's always a but or however, every time you get into a situation like that. However, we're going to tell you what songs you can sing, how you sing them, how you dress, and now you take that and you say, all right, I'm Daniel Aris, and I've got this, and I got control of this. But I'm Daniel Aris, and I've got this, and I got control of this. But I don't, it's really struggling because I have financial responsibility as well. Which one would you have? Would you want that popularity and them to throw money at you, but tell you what you can and cannot do, or do you still want the freedom of doing what you're doing?
You can answer that. I want to stay me. I want to stay true to who I am. I want to be me. But then the flip side of it, okay, the money's, your financial stability is coming in from the other,
Sure.
You're getting to travel, tour, and entertain like you want to, but you're not getting to do the stuff that makes you happy. You're not getting the stuff you enjoy doing. So, I mean, that's an extremely hard question to answer. Would I do it or would I stay?
That sounds like a song title.
Yeah. Well, should I go or should I stay?
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know. I guess that if it were in front of me, I would have to. How long does it last? Is it only for a year? I could divert from myself for a year, and then once I get back, I've got the money to do myself.
And the only reason I ask that, because especially with social media now and all the platforms that are available to artists that were not there 25 years ago. And because if you have the time and if you have the resources on YouTube page or whatever, and you could bring your stuff out there, the world gets to see it and you bypass everybody. But the problem is there's a lot of work behind that. And a lot of people don't realize that.
It is a lot of work. I mean, just for with the song One More Time that we've been playing with Whiskey Smoke, I put it out there on every I put it out there on every social media thing and shared it and pushed it. I even did, promotions on Facebook and Google and it's still, I can't get it to the point where it's getting just incredible amounts of attention. But then I have you, AVR Radio, playing that song and pushing it out there and then getting responses, on Twitter. So, I mean, I guess having the right promoters and the right publicists and stuff like that, if you had the tools to do it, it would be a great way to go, instead of trying to push for a label. Because I think if you got your own stuff out there, then the labels would come for you instead of you trying to chase them down.
Well, as you mentioned, you had some of these backup artists on your new EP, Where I've Been, and you mentioned like Tim and Faith, and you're like, I'm thinking, oh my gosh. Well, see, now, they may have been exposed to all those people, but now it's Aris that I heard. He may fit that niche over here somewhere. I found this just throughout life, and I'm kind of putting it in perspective. I'm on the better half of pushing at 60, not quite there yet, but I found that you never know. You absolutely never know in your life as you go through it. When you cross paths with people, how that may come back to help you. And I guess it goes back to the old saying, treat people like you want to be treated, because, you go up that ladder, you're going to be coming down that ladder.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
No, and believe me, it's the truth. But here's the thing. I love the fact that you, first of all, you said you love being on the stage, but you love being with your kids. Right there, Ed just told me there was some humility there. I mean, because I'm telling you, family is everything. And so here's the question. I'm going with this. When you go out and you do your shows, do your kids come with you?
If I am at a venue where my kids can be at, yes, they are there.
Oh, cool. And I'm talking about,
I actually have a video up on my personal Facebook page of my daughter, 3-year-old daughter, sitting on stage singing with me.
How cool is that?
It's amazing.
All right, so
It's amazing.
So what is in? If I were to say, all right, Daniel, 6 months. Here's your 6 month. 6 months. Here's your 6 month plan. When I'm talking musically, what now? What would you say? Here's what I'm going to do in the next 6 months.
Oh God, next 6 months. I'd have to have Dad on the phone to answer some of that. Because, like I said, he has taken 99% responsibility for most of the stuff going on. He's, I'm to a promoter, and he's talking to a publicist, and he's talking to different magazines, and so 6 months from now, from what I can tell you, I'll be playing shows locally, and in the states surrounding me, and I'll be doing the daily grind daily. Hopefully, I'll be letting that daily grind thing go and starting to push more shows and, doing bigger things as far as traveling to do shows and doing bigger shows. But I mean, that's what we're pushing for. We're pushing to get out of the daily grind and get into something that I love to do and be able to go with that.
Well, Daniel, I can tell you, at American Veterans Radio, I mean, in all seriousness, and as you know, we've been playing your song from Whiskey Smoke One More Time for a long time. But we love you. We support you. Absolutely, I'm no BS. I love this new EP you've got. It's all the songs on there are good. And I had to purchase your music.
You can go to danielaris.bandcamp.com. It's on there. It's on iTunes. It's on Amazon.com. You can also listen to it on Spotify, Google Play. I think that's about it for right now. The distributors have. Yeah, that's about all of them.
Well, I'll tell you what, I hope you keep us in mind when you got some new stuff out, because we'd love to be able to play you and keep promoting you. And by the way, everybody who's listening, go out to our website, www.avradio.org. Go to our Spotlight of the Week, and you will find Daniel Aris. You read his bio. Also, he will, after Sunday, be pushed sounds bad. Pushed to the other tab called Artists We Support. All those artists there have been spotlighted right here on American Veterans Radio. I tell you what, Dan, we wish you only the best, and
thanks to everybody that's listening and everybody that's been tweeting and enjoying my music. I hope you continue to enjoy it, and I hope